The easiest one is the ROI projects. That's the low-hanging fruit, and we always look at something on a 2 to 3 year ROI for the initiatives we put in place. But there are plenty of items that really don't lend themselves directly to an ROI investment, yet we know is driving top line, whether it's organizations coming in to qualify us with RFPs based upon our sustainable initiatives or otherwise, that we know that we can implement and put into the hotel that may not be a direct cost savings, but it's going to help us win business and drive top line in the future.
I have a unique position at Hersha Hospitality Trust, both in finance and sustainability. So measuring the ROI of our initiatives is very important to me. We take a very analytical approach to all of the EarthView initiatives we put in place. For example, to date, we've saved roughly $7 million cumulatively on all of our initiatives. And this year alone, our savings will result in about $50 million of appreciation on our real estate value. We look at ROI in terms of our investments, potential impact to the top line, and especially impact to our bottom line, especially in an environment where we have rising wages, utilities, as well as property taxes. Sustainability is one innovative approach to help move the needle.
We base ROI on comparing to other properties that we have and seeing what opportunities we've taken advantage of at a particular property that we haven't at other properties to kind of value the feedback or the payback.
I think the key thing to start with is measuring ROI from the business standpoint, exactly like you're used to measuring ROI across other elements of the hotel. So what are the costs involved and what's the payback period? And then I think it is useful and helpful to be able to connect those, for instance, to the environmental savings. But ultimately, decisions and management decisions and prioritization is based on the business metrics. So start with those and then tie them to the environmental metrics as you can and as appropriate.
I mean, the simple thing is that you want to measure it the way you do with anything else. The difference with sustainability often, there's two aspects to it. One is a lot of the operational improvements, particularly something like energy savings, is very low risk. So take that into account, and you may want to adjust your payback period or your hurdle rate to reflect the fact that the savings and the success is almost guaranteed. There's very little risk there as compared to, say, a marketing initiative. Secondly, keep in mind that there are intangible benefits. There are employee engagement benefits, there are guest and branding benefits, and so even though it may be hard to monetize those, take those into account and maybe take a conservative estimate of the value and factor that into your equation.
Okay. So, sustainability is really a very holistic concept. If you think in terms of it as a triple bottom line, which is people, planet, profit, and any kind of ROI measure, when we talk about ROI, it automatically connotes some kind of a quantitative measure. So essentially, when one thinks of sustainability, you have to think of whatever that investment is it a dollar investment? If it's a dollar investment, in most cases, if it's a physical thing that you're investing in, you can get a quantitative type of return on it, and that's easy to measure. But what about the qualitative things? You're investing in people, or you're investing in time. Those types of things are a little harder to measure, but if you think in terms of sustainability as developing a reputation, there can be measures of time that you invest in people or in projects that would have some kind of a marketing or PR kind of a return.
We measure ROI and sustainability just like any other initiative within the hotel space. So whether it's a financial plan or a brand plan or investment in the property and product or in service, sustainability holds up against any of those other types of things in the same way. So it's what you're putting in and what you're getting out and under what time frame. Do it the same way from an ROI perspective you do any other investment in your hotel. Sustainability is competitive in that space.
It's always the ROI is always the big question, obviously, and there's what I call the low-hanging fruits, which definitely show a great ROI, which are all the bulbs to become LEDs, and really look at the water consumption and energy consumption as a whole. I really strongly advise to have very serious measurements as well in order to be able to manage what you measure.